everyone. Welcome back to CoinDesk Live. We are here in Buenos Aires, Argentina, for day 2 of the Avalanche Summit. We are all celebrating the latest and greatest upgrade, Avalanche 9000. I'm Jen Sanasi, here with my co-host, Zach Seward. Wave to everyone, Zach. And we are now joined by Leandro Davo. Leandro is the ecosystem lead at the Avalanche Foundation. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, well, we've been talking about the event. We're getting geared up for day 2. We've talked a lot about gaming, talked a lot about stablecoin, a lot about growth in the region. What's something that we missed that is a common narrative, not a common, but something that is near and dear to your heart that we need to be talking about?
Well, I think the most important thing for me, since my main focus working at Avalanche is Argentina and Latin America, I'm super impressed with what the result of this event, and having the local community mixed with a lot of people coming from all over the place, you included. For me, it's super good to see, and it opens up a lot of opportunities for builders, for local builders, to network, to get to know people from VCs, to our team from our labs, media, and to get to know our developers, our engineers, go to workshops. We have the hackathon coming up, which is a pretty big deal. We have like 220 hackers already signed up. So we are getting a lot of engagement from local builders, which is our main focus and the reason why we are doing all this.
What's going on at the hackathon? You seen any good stuff coming from the hackers? What are they working on? You've been talking to those folks?
Yeah, we actually we're having a lot of different activations since a long time ago, and one of those was a hackathon with Crecimiento. Not too long ago, it was in August, and a lot of the hackers who participated there, and we had a track for them at that.
You know who won?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us.
Well, actually, more interesting than who won because there were a lot of winners. One of them who participated there actually got onboarded to Codebase, which is our accelerator in the ecosystem. So that's an even bigger prize than winning the hackathon because they get 3 months of mentorships and a lot of support from our teams, from Codebase team, from Avalanche team, and from many partners. They get financial support, and it's really a pathway to really accelerate their product. The name of the team is Validar, and they are building like a combination between DIDs and certifications of documents on chain. So it has many applications, like to reduce a lot of frictions in the public sector, and also for signing contracts and having legal validity to that kind of documents.
What's the best thing about working in this ecosystem? What do you like most about the builders that you're working with day in, day out?
I think, in particular, in Argentina, which is my main focus, I do work all over Latam, but since I live here, I'm based here, and I get to talk to a lot of developers, and also to support them with the many programs we have in the ecosystem. I think Argentina is very strong in terms of the technical capabilities of the developers. There's a high level of technical education, and that helps a lot to onboard builders, developers to build on blockchain. And that's something it's not super easy to find in other countries, especially in developing countries. So I think between the mix of the complex economic conditions we have in the country, which led to a lot of user adoption of blockchain and crypto in general, and mixing that with a very strong base of developers in general, and a very strong entrepreneurship culture we have here, I think it's all the condiments you need to to really build something interesting.
Do you think, like, quote unquote, normal developers, Web2 developers in Argentina are more receptive to building with Web3 technologies? It's something that we heard from John Woo, right? That he wants to bring as many of those developers into the Web3 ecosystem as possible. Do you find that when you're talking to non-crypto developers in Argentina, they're willing to give it a try in terms of playing around with or building things in the world of crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. Because one of the interesting things about the local ecosystem here, I think, is here you can solve actual problems, serious problems we have every day in our lives here in the country, going from economic issues and also to these kind of things that we were talking about, like frictions in the public sector or with the administration and that kind of things. So building on blockchain and using crypto is not seen as something so negative as it can be in other countries. It has actually a positive spin, and when you talk to Web2 developers about the possibilities of building on crypto, they actually get super excited, especially when you talk to people in universities, students. It's you don't have an issue like bringing them in and getting them interested in the technology.
You mentioned the startup that went through Avalanche's incubator that had to do with DID and bringing government documents on chain. Yesterday on the show, we talked to the Secretary of Innovation here in Buenos Aires, Diego Fernandez, who has been working on a similar initiative with the Buenos Aires government. From someone who lives here, I would just love to hear from you how that project is going. Do people in Buenos Aires kind of understand what it means to have a decentralized ID and to have their documents like their driver's license and birth certificate on chain from an outsider's perspective? Is the project working and thriving?
Yeah, for the one that actually entered in Codebase in the accelerator, they are very early,
I
so
know it's
they
separate, two separate things.
yeah
I just want to
they
clarify
haven't
that for everyone.
they haven't launched like a final product already. Hopefully, after passing through the accelerator, they will. But Quark ID, which is the product being built by the government of Buenos Aires, is actually a super interesting application, and they are also kind of in an early stage yet, but we have been doing some tests here in the city. For instance, when we had the pop-up city Crecimiento, we even used that for accessing different services around the pop-up city, and it started to work really well. People adopted it really fast. I think the main issue there is having a friendly UX, a friendly UI as well. And I think if you cover that with actual solutions for everyday things, they plan to use that, for instance, to log in into banks or government databases, I don't know, fintech applications. So once that all starts coming together, I think and when we have a seamless experience for that, I think people will have no problem adopting that. Yeah,
Leandro, thank you so much for joining us.
it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.